Morning, I'm Steve Plum from the HWM Group, welcoming you to one of our recently completed projects. I'm really welcoming you. What a fantastic building and site I'm looking at today. This project we started in the summer of 2022, finished at the end of last year in 23 for the main contractor Glencar down here. HWM's package down here was substantial. A lot of the works we'll run through very shortly and show some of the good work we collaboratively did with our client and the other specialist subcontractors to get the fantastic building we got behind us on site. The building is for STIHL. It's their headquarters down here, based in Camberley, just off the A331, excellent access onto the M3. Haven't been to this job, haven't seen this job finished yet, and just the first thoughts I put in the car park is what a fantastic achievement, not just by Glencar, their client team, consultants and the subcontractors including HWM, but just to the construction industry itself. 2 years ago I'd been walking through forests, wasteland, derelict buildings and on a floodplain right now, only to see through the efforts of everyone involved the fantastic building and facilities we've got behind me right now. I'll start just walking around the service yard, sort of just outside the main building footprint here, sort of the dock leveller where the large vehicles for STIHL come in with their distribution and deliveries into the main warehouse behind us. To give you some concept, 2 years ago, as I touched on earlier, I'd have been walking through a floodplain, sort of knee deep in sort of high water table out here, trees everywhere, derelict buildings, lots of waste on the ground. Our first sort of scope down here was just to clear the site, reuse the materials, repurpose the materials, which we did successfully. 100% of the ground clearance materials was reused or repurposed elsewhere. Then we went on to stabilising the site to allow the plant and machinery onto the job for us and for Glencar to allow the building behind us to go up. We stabilised the ground using limestone and cement stabilisation, introduced a load distribution mat across the entire site, particularly underneath the building. One of the first key operations for Glencar was to get their piling contractor into the site to provide a firm, stable, piled foundation for the building. We successfully did that, reusing and processing all our own materials on site with our own equipment. That met their piling start date on time, and in turn that then met their steel frame start date on time. First two critical path items for our main contractor on time. Really, just to give you an idea on the sort of monumental drainage system HWM installed down here over what was the wettest summer on record during 2023. The real key to this job, with the help of Glencar's consultants and our team on site, was to get out of the deep ground as quickly as we can. With such high water table, risk of flooding, rivers nearby. We had to get out of the deep drainage as quickly as we possibly could. A general overview of the drainage down here. We've got a foul rising main on the other side of the building here. It's a rising main due to the gravity issues. That's got nothing short of 720 metres of foul rising main, which travels underneath the building, underneath the external service yard, around past this big basin either side of me down here, connecting to a live Thames water foul sewer right up on the entrance over there. The storm drainage, even more of a mammoth task. We've got a storm pump station inside the building. So all the rainwater comes out the sky, hits the roof, gets captured inside a pumping station. The pump station then recirculates the water back out to where we are now. And then fills either side of it. We've got these two basins, or swales as they're often known. HWM had to dig these, membrane them, put impermeable membranes down and protect them, protect the culverts either side. So the storm drainage then collects in here. The speed of discharge is then slowed down so we can safely go into the existing infrastructure before it's leaving site. A huge task for us. We're in the sort of staff and visitor car parking now. Out to the west of the site, bordering the A331. Our scope of works down here was to stabilise the ground, install ducts, drainage, so the CCTV, incoming comms, power, lighting, gas, water, most of the sort of infrastructure came in from this element of the site, which was fine. It went incredibly well, including the EV charger points over there too, and the 278 works that were carried out by others, but we picked up on them and sort of worked our way out the way Gates sort of collaborated with them as we went out. The real nuance out here, that's what I'm standing on now. Which is an existing culvert, part of the Thames Water Sewage Treatment Plant, which the site is based within. We had to do this all around this very, very important asset, so a live operating asset for Thames Water out here. For us to do this, there were certain sort of way leaves and distances we had to remain away from this, which was dealt with between our design input and collaboration with Glencar and their consultants. So right now, I'm standing on a precast bridge that we installed via a crane, so in situ retaining walls either side, then bridged over, keeping the safe distances away from the infrastructure to avoid any damage to it. At the same point, we had to make alterations to the culvert. So that was diamond drilling and cutting away the existing culvert walls, albeit paramount of not contaminating the water stream, absolutely important, which we did successfully and gave us the fantastic finish we're on right now.